So the paint's dried and these are ready to be fitted. I've used crackle paint on them just because I like the way it makes them look. So let's get them fitted and see how they work and what sort of clearance we've got now. Hopefully a bit more. I am much happier with how that looks. Moment of truth is when we drop down the jack. Let's see. Is the engine going to stay where it is? Please. Yeah. Happy days. I just woke the dog up and got a grumble. Cool. That is a job ticked off. Nice. So the real test now is going to be when we jack it up. Is there going to be clearance where we need it? Let's hope. Right, let's get you a look. So the gearbox is now sat up in the clearance that we've made, which is good. And more importantly, you can tell that it's moved because now we could actually get that out if we needed to. And I don't know how important that is in the grand scheme of things, but that is what I was worried about. So that is a small bit of success. Let's have a look now and see how other bits and bobs might line up. Oh, that's good. I'm happy. I'm happy with the new mount just because it looks better than, or not looks better, it is better than that shoddy thing. I'm going to take it up, take the car up a little bit more, and then, well, no, actually, we can see from here, can't we? Let's not be lazy. Hopefully now this will still fit. And then, do you know what? I suppose really we should maybe finish off these rear mounts. So they just stop the engine from twisting when it's under load on the poly bushes. So I suppose we should do them, finish them. Let's see if we can get them done today. I think actually if we turn, that was like that, and if we turn it round like that, it does look like it might just work. Oh my god. If that just fits in, then we are lucky. We are very lucky. So that was actually off of the old engine, off of the Vauxhall engine. But if we can make it work for this one, then we will. Because I'm lazy. Oh, man. That is alright. So that's fine. Now, this one. I've had this plate welded onto the subframe for years now. And then this is bolted onto the gearbox, the diff housing, I think. So let's see what we can do. Again, this is part of the old one that was on the Vauxhall engine, and I just cut it up and welded it together to set the distance. So I can't really use that because it's in a hell of a state now. But what I might do is just use this piece here off of the bush. And it also snapped many times on the Vauxhall from doing wheel spins and launches. So yeah, we'll probably butcher it up some more, use this bit that's got the holes already drilled in it, use this sleeve, and see what we can come up with again. But let's try and get it on there and see how it looks, where it needs to be, how far off it is, etc, etc. Right. So as you can see, it's not really in the middle. It's not quite where it needs to be even. That's probably because the whole engine now has gone up. So, I mean, I could cut this off of there and just weld it on top of here somewhere, nice and strong. I am against using that again because it just looks so friggin' ugly. But nobody is ever going to see it under the car, so I might just do that, to be fair. There's enough meat here that I could chop this off, sit this on top of there, weld it in with plenty of weld, and give it a go. That's what I'm going to do. Bodged, not bought. Bodged. As you can see by this marvel of engineering, it's snapped many times before. I think it snapped here. I think it might have snapped there, possibly. So my answer to that was to weld this on here and put a solid bar through the middle that's also notched into here. But yeah, it's rough. But we'll chop it off here, stick it where it needs to be for the new engine, and then see how it goes. Hopefully it lasts a while anyway. We can but try. These bits being cleaned up, chopped apart, cleaned up. Let's get them bolted back to the car and see where they need to sit. Hopefully we can just repurpose. I mean, it's still rough, but it'll look better once it's welded on. Yep. So I've got the bits bolted up and they line up too good not to be used. So I'm thinking we take 5mm off of the bottom of that, slide it to there, weld it on, and hopefully we can call it good. And it doesn't just snap off instantly. Well, we've chopped it down. We've got it all bolted up in place and clamped up with the trusty Irwin. So I think I'm just going to tack it in place, and then once that's welded on, I can also put a brace, like a gusset from there to there, I think, and that should be pretty strong. Let's think optimistic. Be optimistic. Come on, it's not going to snap. It's not going to snap. We'll see. We'll see. But we'll have a go, get it all welded up. It's worth a try. It saves time on making a brand new one. As you can see, all the bolts are in there. Or not properly, but the bolts are in good enough. So yeah, let's get it tacked up and then pulled off onto the bench. So here she is, all tacked up. We'll get some nice chunky welds thrown down in there. And along there, we'll probably weld around this again as well, just to give it some more strength. But yeah, let's get to it. See what she looks like in a quarter of an hour or so. There we have it. All welded up. Bit of a gusset on there just to try and make it last. And then I'll get it fitted and then we can move on to the next thing. It ain't pretty, but it doesn't have to be. It's going into the car, nobody's ever going to see it. And hopefully it's strong enough. And if it's not, we'll remake it stronger yet again. I have got a tendency to break these torque mounts. On the Fiesta ST 1.8T, I've broken it once or twice. And on this car, when it was a Vauxhall engine, like I said before, it was breaking all the time. Until I welded on this bar here, which seemed to help things. So hopefully this is good enough. Time will tell. Anyway, on to the next job. I'll get this fitted. That's it in. Three out of three bolts in. So it shouldn't be going anywhere. I'll get another Allen key bolt for that middle one of the right size, and that other one looks okay as it is, I think. Yep, happy days. Happy days. So I'll tick them jobs off of the to-do list and see what we're going to do next. It is a dog's life. I don't care what they say, it's a dog's life. Just before I get this fitted, I'll just show you what goes on with this. So we've got 3 holes either side that have welded plates into the chassis legs with nuts behind them. One on each side. And then that frame bolts to them. Oh, sorry, buddy. And then it also lines up there or thereabouts with them holes in the next to the headlamps. Yeah, so we'll pull this radiator out, get the frame bolted in between there, and then see how things are looking. Just had a thought before we put the frame back in place, it's probably worth taking this manifold off, and we've got a nice new shiny Skunk 2 manifold to go on. So I think it's probably worth doing that now. And there we have it. New inlet is on and it looks pretty good. I don't know, it might stick forward more than the original one. And then you have to put this adapter plate on with it, which I've done. There should be a spring behind that Allen key and this bracket, but I've had it that long now that I've lost the spring. So I've just put a nut there that's too small, and that gives it a good bit of pinch. So I don't even know what that does. I think something's telling me it might be coolant or vacuum. All I know is that you need it. When you put one of these manifolds on, you need it. So we've got it. So tomorrow's job will be putting the frame back in across there. I mean, we could fit that now just to see how it looks. But I don't want to upset the neighbours because it is pitch black outside. I think it's about 11 o'clock, to be honest. So yeah, I think that'll do us for tonight. And then tomorrow we'll get that fitted, get the new radiator fitted, and go from there. It's getting there. Little bits of progress. Happy days. See you tomorrow. Hey everyone. I just thought I'd give a quick update on what I've been doing. I've welded the flange off of the FN2 inlet onto my new fancy inlet. Just to so that I can run my fly-by-wire throttle. And I was just about to drill a hole for this map sensor into there. I've marked it up, ready to drill. And then I can get it fitted back onto the car. I've also, I found out actually that alloy block that fits there is to do with the coolant. Oh, ignore the mess. So to get it in the right spot, it seemed loose when it was in the right spot for me. So while I had the welder up and running, I thought I would also weld that. So that's now solid, that can go on. I'm not sure if I've got a gasket for this thing, so I might have to make a gasket, or I don't know if I could just put sealant on it. Probably not, to be fair. I think a gasket is required. But saying that, there's only one bolt to hold it in, so we'll see. We'll see. It'll be on and off a few times before the final time anyway. So yeah, I'm going to drill this, get the map sensor fitted, and then put it back together and put it on. And then look at the frame. Look at the frame for the radiator. So yeah, I'll catch you in a minute. This is the new radiator that we've got to put on. So much better than the FN2 one. Sure you can see the difference in size. Yeah, it's going to fit in there way nicer. This one was just too wide. Here we have it. The radiator is in and mounted. Just tacked into place for now. It's another late one, so I'm going to leave it there. Next job is making pipes to go from here to here. I need to connect that rubber pipe to that outlet down there. But I do have one slight concern again. I don't know if my bonnet will fit over that frigging catch. Over that cap, even, not catch. But we will worry about that again. So we'll come back to it, and next time I come back to it, I should have the tabs welded in. So it looks like the bonnet. I was going to pack it in for the night, but I thought we can try the bonnet on and see how it does. And there's a good gap between there, and we only need to come down that much. Bit more on this side. Nothing's lined up. I mean, my hinges are buggered anyway, so. But yeah, we could even trim a bit of the support out of the bonnet, I think it's going to fit now that I'm looking at it. So we'll leave on a good note. Happy days.